Alrighty guys, welcome back to another one. In this video, we're going to be shooting some 1082 grain Mr. Hollow Point 12 gauge slugs. Now these are 7.29 caliber. Look how big these things are. We have shot these before, massive hollow point. Yeah, we have shot these before in 3-inch, and we actually got some pretty decent accuracy. And using little gunpowder, we were able to get these over 1200 FPS. I had a really good 5-shot group, and that was before we had the lead sled. I already have some loaded right here, and this is what they look like. The data for this is actually really simple. It is 43 grains of Hodgdon little gun, an X12X gas seal, a flex seal wad or FS12, same thing, a 1/4 inch 12 gauge felt wad, and then we have the 1082 grain Mr. Hollow Point slug. Alright guys, we're down here at the range now. I have 10 of these loaded up. We're going to do a 4-shot group each using the 835 with its rifled barrel. We are still using the Discovery Optic HT 3x12x40 SF. We're having great luck with this scope. It's holding up just fine. I think the real question here is, will that mount hold up? Let's see how these do at 42 yards. This, again, is a near 2.5 ounce slug. 1082 grains. We're going to measure the velocity. Guys, Josh isn't here right now. He might be back by the time we get about halfway through this video. We'll see. But let's see how these do. .1078 FPS, and it looks like I hit low and left about 2 inches of point of aim. Hand me my phone, please. .1098 FPS, and that one hit less than an inch apart from my first shot. Normally, we would edit stuff like this out, Jaren walking in front of the camera, but I wanted to leave it in so you guys get a better grasp of what went on here. Jaren, you saw him grab his phone, and he wanted to record some slow-mo, and well, luckily he did. Ow! The scope came off. Alright, just stop it, I'm bleeding. How bad is it? Scope came off.
I'm gonna hold the front of the gun. You guys ready?
Yeah. Well, that barely moved at all.
Aim. Oh.
Chrono.
Safety's on, and I ain't never actually getting in front of the barrel. People like to point that out when we do that.
When I was shooting these, I got very close to 1100 FPS.
Right.
Now, if you guys don't know, this is a week later.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
1/4 inch off with my first hole.
1059.
Tell Fighter Mouse, you might be onto something about holding it down. Or Officer Greg.
Yep.
3 in the same hole.
How did you do that?
I'm not scared. That one looks good. That one looks good.
Bring it a little bit more towards your left. There you go. A little bit down. Yeah.
And that one looks good. All the primers are still around. There's not even that bad of Mossberg marks.
Nope.
I mean, there's ever so slight of the primer hole indentation there, but compared to the lot lighter loads that we've shot and got a lot worse marks, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Little gun is amazing powder.
Yep. Let's go down here and see what it did.
Yep.
We ain't got no snow on the ground here in eastern Kentucky yet, so I figured I'd build a snowman. We've got 1, 2, and 3 Right there. I mean, point of aim was there, but they all consistently went right there. So that's probably the sights thing, not the slug.
Yep.
Or if it's the slug, I'll aim down here.
My 3-shot group, I had 2. What you see there was how far apart my 2 were. And the third one was less than an inch away from it to the right a little bit. But I had a very good 3-shot group too.
Those 2 are overlapping. Which is wild because they went through the same hole, but they's overlapping in the paper.
Yeah.
There's only one hole directly behind them. Right there and right there. They went through the same hole in the cardboard, but not on the paper. I'd say because of the wind. That the paper blew out.
This may be one of the most accurate slugs we've ever shot.
You can handle the recoil.
Yeah. Is once again a brand new Shaddai haul. They came unprimed, so a Winchester 209, 43 grains of little gun, an X12X gas seal, the FS12 gas seal, or flex seal, same thing. 1/4 inch of felt wad, and then the Mr. Hollow Point 1000 and 82 grain slug. It weighs 2.46 ounces. So.
Tell you what, that Mossberg really seems to like it though.
Oh yeah. See if I can take into account for windage here. There you go.
You spun it.
I held in the dirt at the bottom left of it and I hit it.
There you go.
Well guys, the slug hit right here. It didn't mess up the plate at all. The Mr. Hollow Point 7/8 ounce did. At 2000 FPS, it put a dent in it. Well, this one, you can see right here.
The links absorbed the energy.
The muzzle energy from that, it bent the link and didn't dent the plate. We have one small chip of spalling off the back of it, and that's it. Josh is gonna fix he has to make new links for it, but we're gonna blow up some water jugs now. If we forgot to mention it, that last shell was running 1050.
That's a lie, I spit across it. After a group that good down there, I'm gonna miss this thing by a mile up here. But if not, we'll see what kind of explosive energy it has. Not as much as I thought it'd do.
Me either.
Let's see where I hit it. I hit it.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's a little more impressive that it completely decapitated the bottle, but like it didn't blow up, it pushed the whole entire top off of it. I guess that's kind of impressive.
Yeah, it's probably where it was just on the ground like that.
We'll shoot them like this next time. That showed better results.
Yeah. That was fun.
Alrighty guys, there's 4 pieces of 1-inch concrete down there, lined up with about a 2-inch gap in between each of them. Let's see if this thing will bust all of them or one of them, or...
They are at an angle, just so you know.
I didn't want them to know that. Now I seem like a coward. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Well, it went through, looks like 3 of them.
Looks like it.
But I hit where I wanted to. We've made it through 1 block, right there. I had it upside down, but 1, 2, 3, and then there's a bunch of spalling and stuff on the 4th one. Did that teach us anything? No. Was it fun? Kind of.
I don't see any chunks of lead on the ground either. Anyway.
Aha, here you go.
Oh, there's one.
That big old piece of lead there.
That's the only piece I see.
Yeah. Hey, well.
Guys, that sent chunks of concrete down here towards the patterning board, and you can see pieces of the concrete hit the paper and ripped right through it. Josh said there was a chunk of concrete that rolled this way, Well, we can't find it, but
I'll find it in a second.
that's pretty cool.
Found it.
Yep. Laying right there.
The concrete's over there. The rest of the block.
Rolled pretty far. So the highest velocity we got in this video was 1,098 feet per second, which gave us 2,896 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Now, when we shot these through 3-inch, we were able to get 1,226 FPS. You'll see that in just a second. That had a lot more muzzle energy, but for 3.5-inch, you can use up to 45 grains, and also using a mag primer instead of the Winchester 209, you can get that same speed, if not more. Now, loading these in 3.5-inch in theory should be more accurate than 3-inch, simply due to the fact that as they exit the shell, the slug will be closer to the rifling than they would out of a 2 3/4 or 3-inch shell. The recoil shooting them off the shoulder out of the 3.5-inch is noticeably less than when we did it with the 3-inch shell, and that is due to being able to get more cushion wadding in the 3.5. Another advantage to the 3.5-inch shell would be more speed. You have a bigger pressure cap than you do with 3-inch. And here's the speed and muzzle energy out of the 3-inch shell. Now, that certainly looks impressive, and that's because it is. But again, in 3.5-inch, you should be able to match or easily outdo it. And yep, that is right up there with some of our 10-gauge slugs. With 10-gauge, we have easily broken 4,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. So closing thoughts here, this is absolutely one of our favorite slugs we've ever shot. The accuracy seems to be there too. These are really accurate. And honestly guys, from the shoulder, these aren't that bad to shoot at all. Yes, it's a roughly 2.5-ounce slug, moving pretty quick for the weight, but they aren't bad at all. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and giving the video a like. And if you want to, we have a Patreon, Instagram, and Rumble account. All of those will be down in the description below for those of you who are interested. Thanks for watching.